question's from EJ Van Hooselt. They'd like to know, where's the VOR 65 now?
The VO65, the Scallywag one, we handed the keys back like you do for every good car rental in the Hague when we finished. All those boats are owned by the Ocean Race, so I believe that they've sold them with the option to buy them back for potential teams for the next race, and I believe our one is with the Mexican team sitting in Mexico.
This question's from Velvet Spo. Witty, what do you think of the foiling Imoca 60 being added to the Ocean Race?
I think it's a good idea. Head of development and the speed of the boats and the ability to be able to design your own boat is probably what the race has been about for most of it before the Volvo 65, so I would certainly lean that way, and they're also a lot quicker, so you get there a lot quicker.
And which do you prefer, the Volvo 65 or the foiling 60, and why?
100% the Imoca 60. I have sailed them a bit, simply because the Volvo 65s are just too wet. Can't get out of the weather. The way they're building the Imocas 60 now is the crew are all, because they're semi-foiling, the crew are all around the mast, undercover, out of the weather. Those Volvo 65s is like going around the world with a fire hydrant in your face all day, every day.
So Joe Waters would like to know, will ocean boats ever be fully foiling?
Well, it depends on what your definition of fully foiling is, I suppose, but they sort of already are. The 100-foot trimarans are already foiling. The trimarans, our 60 tries now foiling. Maserati foils. I think there's another Mod 70 that's foiling. So there's already ocean racing boats foiling. I don't think you compare it to the way the F50 foils. I mean, their offshore's a lot different, but basically we're still up off out of the water. We're just getting rid of the wetted surface drag. So I think it's inevitable that most fast ocean races will be foiling. I know Andrew Buckland in Australia's designed a 50-footer monohull for the Hobart race to fully foil. But we're a long way from foiling tacking and foiling jibing or anything like that. There's too many safety regulations with the offshore racing and you know, stability rules are going to make it very difficult for that. But I think in the next 5 years you'll probably see at least about 20% of the fleet foiling, I would suspect.
And what's better, one hull or three?
Depends on what the purpose is. I think I want to retire with two on a catamaran. The trimaran's probably as close to sailing an 18-footer as you can get, with a bigger safety factor, as in it's not as twitchy, but a whole lot more trouble because it's offshore and you go upside down, it's a disaster. So your heart's in your mouth a bit with a try. So I think I would probably say try. 3 hulls is better than 1.